Hey BookTube, it's Jackie. If you're new to me and this is the first time you're seeing my face, hello, what's up? My name's Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So I hope that's why you're here, because that's what's gonna be happening today. If you are not new to me, thank you for always tuning in and continued support. I really do appreciate it. So today for you, I have my reading wrap up, my weekly wrap up, and this is from June 12th to June 18th, and all my reading shenanigans in between. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, and let's get talking some books. Okay. So this week, I do not have as much to talk about as I did last week, but I do have some stuff to talk about. So, where do I start? Do I start with a book that I was really looking forward to and then the heroine pissed me off? Do I start with a book that is literally sexually frustrating me to an inch with my life? Or do I start with a book that literally scared the living piss out of me? I don't know where to go with this first. Let's go with the aliens. All right, so here you go. Book one. This is the first book I completed this week, and that is The Alien Night Disaster Blind Date by Becca Brayden. Here you go. This is the third installment to the Lumerian Nights Chronicles saga, and this installment follows Falden and Isabella. This was an audiobook narrated by Teddy Hamilton, who did a fantastic job. He does a great job. I really am starting to enjoy him as a narrator. I love his voice. He does a fantastic job. It shows some very dominant language in this, especially on the half of Falden. So I really did appreciate that. And we have a miscommunication trope in this book. But we're going to get to that. So Falden, we have met in the previous two installments. He is the head Lumerian knight, and Isabella is a news reporter digging into the black blood market. Her friend is in trouble, so she has been researching this and trying to make contacts to find out what happened to him. And Sevron, who is Torin's twin brother in the second book, is the friend that she's in contact with. So in a way, she's learning through research of the black market, she's learning about the Lumerian Knights, which have been a closely guarded, kept secret for over 2 millennia, and Falden, being the head of the Lumerian Knights, is like, fuck this, we need to figure out what the hell this is going on and stop it. So to figure out what exactly she knows and to also protect her because of the people that she is going up against on the blood market, they kind of intercept her through a blind date. She believes she's meeting a buyer, and she's actually meeting Falden. Now, Falden, being the head of the Lumerian Knights, knew when he took this position that he was going to be sacrificing his personal life for a very, 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 very long time. And so he hasn't been on a date in like 2 millennia. Yeah, so long goddamn time. So he has no idea what the fuck he's doing. So he finds this blog about nice guy's guide to the hookup. And actually it's like the worst guide to the hookup. It's a total douchebag guide. Like, it's literally how you get to hook up, not how you build trust and relationships. Again, here's miscommunication between humans and aliens. So he follows this. Isabella's not having any of it. She's not. She thinks he's the biggest pompous ass, known the man. And all the while, Falden, in his head, and we are seeing this in his head, thinks this is the biggest crock of shit. He's like, this woman's not trusting me. This is not right. This isn't, I know this is not right, because Falden is genuinely a nice guy and he's good at what he does. However, this blind date, being as bad as it is, gets even worse when the Vilitas, or like, I guess they're minions, we believe it's the Vilitas, come in and like start shooting up the restaurant. Falden goes into warrior mode, protects her. Isabella kind of throws a little fit, like, I can take care of myself. What the fuck ever. But in the process of Falden taking care of her, he gets shot and wounded. And now Isabella has to take care of him because he can't go to a hospital, and he can't take her to the base because of all the secrets. And this is where our story really jumps off. This is where this romance begins. It's where a lot of the major plot points start to developing for the story. And this is where this miscommunication trope gets really fucking annoying. Now, I'm going to preface this. I gave this book a 3-star because of Falden. What worked in this book was Falden. Falden was great. I loved him as a character. I loved him. I loved the way he spoke. I loved the way he acted. I loved the way he reacted. I liked what he stood for. I liked his loyalty. I liked all of it. He wasn't so dominant that it was in your face, but he was just dominant enough to you're just like, yeah, you're that guy. He's the guy that walks into a room and no matter how attracted you are to your partner, no matter how happy you are, you will notice him. Not just based off his looks. It's just this aura that Becca has written for him, that he just has a very commanding presence, but it's not a commanding presence that it's scary and intimidating. It's just one you want to follow. And I love this about him. I love Falden. He's probably my favorite as an entire series. He was great. He was fantastic. His sex scenes were spot on. She brought back the whole telling the actions, performing it. Falden did that to a fucking T, and it was beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. I love him. I love him. And he's so, I love Falden. I love him. I fucking hate Isabella. She did not work for me in this book at all. At all. She didn't work for me. I thought Falden deserved better. I thought he deserved a better heroine than Isabella. Isabella reminded me of that girl who knows everything, refuses to admit she's wrong, is always right, and even when she is proven wrong, I'm still gonna do my thing. You can't tell me what the fuck to do. Like, I am all for women empowerment. Don't tell me what to do. But if you don't actually know what the fuck you're talking about, shut the hell up. And that's what I want to tell this woman most of the time. When they go into her safe place, her hideaway to kind of help heal Falden with the gunshot wound, Falden sees that she's got Maju paste, which is exactly what he needs, and Maju water to heal quickly. He drinks the water and he says, look, I'm going to heal. Don't put this on me. I will do it myself, but you have to get the bullet out. You have to get it out so I can heal. In the process of trying to get the bullet out, he passes out. Not from shock, but basically from pure exhaustion. Instead of Isabella doing what he asked her to, she takes upon herself to put the paste on him because somebody told her that Maju paste was good for you. So she heard through the grapevine, but here's a person who literally deals with this stuff every day and says, don't touch it. What'd she do? She rubs it all over him, essentially marking him, lighting up his marks, and claiming him. This is a process that we've seen in both previous two installments, and as the reader, if you read the previous two installments, you know exactly what's going to happen. She's going to get changed, and she's almost going to die, and Falden's going to have to save her. And now he's going to have to save a bitch who won't even fucking listen to about shit that he knows about. Well, damn it, that sucks. That's fucking annoying. And she does this throughout the book. When they're in the car about to go in the safe house, he's literally bleeding out, like blood everywhere on the seat. And she's like, I can't take you in there until you promise me you won't take any of my stuff or turn me to the authorities. I'm not helping you until you promise that. Bitch, this man is dying. He's promising to me shit in about 2 minutes if you don't get him the fuck up there and get the bullet out. Like, the hell. She just pissed me off. Falden's a nice guy. He deserved fucking better, okay? Just deserved better. I did not like her. I did not like her at all. This miscommunication trope, I don't even want to say it's a miscommunication trope because it wasn't miscommunication. It was just blatant refusal to listen to common sense. And that pisses me off. You are dealing with alien tech. You are a human. You really don't know what the fuck you're doing. And here you have a guy who's like a fucking giant telling you don't use this. And you're not listening to him. So, but it wasn't even I want to say brat behavior, because it wasn't brat behavior. Brat behavior is you're doing something knowing it's wrong because you want the punishment. She's doing this just to prove a point that she could fucking do it. Not because anything's going to happen to her afterwards, although the sex scene afterward was pretty fucking hot. Not gonna lie about that one. Yeah, that was nice. This book gave us some interesting sex scenes, and not just physical sex scenes. We got some mental sex scenes when they were looking at each other and in their internal monologue of what they were going to do to each other. And I thought that was really cool because as humans, we do that. We fantasize about that stuff. and it was kind of cool to actually see it in the book. But Falden. The only problem with the sex scenes that I actually had a issue with is the overuse of the word cock. Like, that was the word she used, and I'm like, there's other words. Can we use them? Because you're using it a lot. It was a little overused. That was really the only problem I had with sex scenes, and they were 3 Chili Peppers. But Falden telling his dominant, like, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. And there's this one scene, oh my God, I gotta tell you about this one. There's one scene where, like, she's orgasmed so much, and he picks her up, throws her shoulder, and she's like, I just want to sleep. And he's like, nope, we're going to the shower, because if you really think I'm done with you, and I'm just like, yes. I loved it. I love the sex scenes in this book, but I thought Falden deserved a better heroine. I really did. She wasn't, in the beginning, I liked her because she was on the blind date. She thought she was meeting a buyer, so she was very untrusting and just like, you don't know the code word, you don't know the words, what the fuck is going on? But once she realized that this was not the person she was supposed to meet and he was something else, she's like, I'm going to use him to further my story. Fuck you. No. Don't use him. No. I didn't like her. I couldn't find anything redeeming in her that much. So, yeah. But I am looking forward to the 4th installment. The 4th installment I'm going to have to physically read because the audiobook is not out yet, and I don't know when it's going to be out. I haven't found that information out, so I'll probably be reading the 4th one, just don't know when. All right, so once I finished that book, I also started last week Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, and this book, sexual frustration in page format. Like, that's what this book is to me. This whole sexual frustration between Rowan and Eileen, I don't know exactly how you say her real name now. Eileen, I'm just, oh my God, fucking do it already. Like, I was Team Kale. I'm not anymore. I'm not. This book made me not Team Kale anymore, and it's a little sad, but Kale did it to his fucking self. He was being a dumbass and did it to his fucking self. He's being a douche, and I'm starting to not like him very much. And Rowan, this nice silver hawk guy, oh, yes, oh, fucking yes. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good when it fucking happens. If it ever happens, I hope to God it happens, because if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. But despite that, this book is fantastic. We are continually building these pieces because this is the 4th installment of the Throne of Glass series. So I can't really go into much what's going on or you'll ruin the whole concept of the story. I am reading the SJM read along. It's hosted by Jenna with Book Refuge. I'll link her and the announcement video down below. I love her. Go check her out. She's fantastic. But this book is just, oh my God, Sarah J. Maas. It's just what she does with her characters. It is just twist and turn and then fall and then raise and then just the. Like, Dorian is just kind of like this right now. Like, he's not actually Dorian. Like, I've gotten some answers, but I've gotten more questions than answers. And so I was like, oh my God, why are you doing this to me? But she's so good at it. She is so good at keeping you on your toes and keeping you wanting to read. And I'm seriously suffering from reading this in one sitting. Like, I'm not done with it yet because I physically forced myself to put it down after a few chapters because I'm just like, I have to do this. Like, this book is forcing me to do delayed gratification, which I'm not always a fan of when it comes to books because I'm just like, give me. Give it to me now. But this one, I physically have to put it down or I will sit there and read it so quickly like I did with Crown of Midnight. I read it in damn near a day. And I don't regret doing that because Crown of Midnight was 5 stars for me. I fucking loved it. But I feel like the ecstasy I had in Crown of Midnight, I'm going to have with this one. And so I want to elongate it. I want to stretch it out and it's working. But oh my God, is it painful? It's so painful. I just want to like, oh my God, I need to know what happens. And we just met a new character. I just met Lorcan and I have no idea what he's going to do, but I have a feeling he's going to do some crazy ass shit because I just get that vibe. I just get a vibe. And so far my vibes have been right. Rowan, I was right about the vibe. And that scene where he finally says, no, not yet. And they both finally fucking realize they want to do stuff. And he's like, no, I want to take my time with you. I want to know every single inch of you when you start to moan. I'm like, oh my God, yes. Like, don't get me wrong, I love smut. I do. I love seeing the act. I love experiencing the act, but the tension that Sarah gives around that action in this book and everything around it, like even when they're fighting, you still feel that tension that belongs in the bedroom, but you feel it out here and you're like, oh my God, it's such a fucking tease. But this book is, oh, I'm loving it. I love the pieces building. I love the character arc that Manon is taking. I'm really, really loving this. I don't exactly know which way she's going to go. She's in that really like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I love when evil characters have that arc. He's like, are you going to go for it? Are you going to go all in? Or are you going to have a little bit of a human in you? And I'm just like, I can't wait. I can't wait. So I'm like savoring this. So that's why it's not finished, because it would have been finished if I didn't want to just savor it as much as I am, because this book just calls for savoring. This is fantastic. I'm loving this. This is so good, and I cannot wait to finish it, but I have to take my time with it. I have to take my time because that's going to make this thing fucking fantastic. So yes, loving it. Great. And the other book I'm currently working on and I'm not finished with is another Audible book, and it is this one. This is Vanquish by Pam Godwin, and this is the second installment to the Deliverer series. It's a dual narration by Joe Raylan and Ryan West, and so far I really, really enjoy the narration. The male narrator, I believe, is Ryan, because you never know. I believe Ryan West is the male narrator, and his voice is very reminiscent of the film announcer guy that, you know, does the action movie voiceovers. Like at the beginning, it kind of sounded like that, and then it kind of came off it. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I like the voice he gave Van. And this book does follow Van and Amber. Van we meet in the first installment. And it has been said that I have seen it both ways. You have to read these in order, and you don't have to read these in order. I'm going to go on the side that you should probably read these in order. Pam Godwin does a really good job of giving you kind of a basis of Van and why he's doing Van and Liv in the first installment, because in the first installment, it's Van and Liv and Joshua. And this installment, you encounter Liv and Joshua, but if you didn't read the first installment, what Van was doing is really fucking creepy and gross. But if you read the first installment, it's still creepy and gross, but you have a backstory to it and you understand why. You have a better understanding of why. So I'm going on the side that you should probably read these in order, but I'm only 25% into this book right now. So that could change. I'm not quite for sure, but based off what I have read so far, I would not feel comfortable reading this book without having read the first one. But that's just me. This book, from what I've seen so far, again, only 25% into it, there are triggers of agoraphobia and voyeurism and rape. Agoraphobia, if you are not familiar with that, is an anxiety disorder, and it shows symptoms of including fear and avoidance of places and situations that might cause feelings of panic, entrapment, helplessness, and embarrassment. And Amber is the one who is suffering from this. She at one time was a beautiful fitness model. She was outgoing. She did competitions, and then something happened, triggered her, and she became a shut-in and hasn't left her house in 2 years. Van has his own demons, and you learn some of those in the first book, but we are starting to develop them a little bit more as well. And the voyeuristic part, he is spying and stalking Liv, trying to get her back, and that is how they actually get encountered, because Liv lives right next door to Amber. But Amber's house looks like it's abandoned, so Van has no idea that anyone's actually even in there. He thinks people are using it as like a meth house or a weed house to grow weed and pot. And it actually is this beautiful, physically fit girl who has severe anxiety issues of being outside her home and having like the windows open or any way somebody could see her. And they are encountered, and Van, who has come from a sex trafficking background, who had to pick his victims based off certain criteria from the buyer, now no longer has a criteria. It's his criteria. And Amber has met that, and now he is hunting her. He is on the hunt, and he gets her. And what you think happens, happens. It's a disturbing scene. It's an uncomfortable scene, but that's what Pam Godwin does. I've only read Deliver by her and 25% of this, but a lot of reviews I have read on her books, a lot of people writing on her books, people have told me this. Pam Godwin will take you on a fucking roller coaster. You will hate characters and then you will love them. And you will love them even though they are dark and depraved and they do illegal shit. You still root for them. So I'm a little unnerved by it because it was a pretty graphic scene. And it was unnerving. It was unsettling. And I feel kind of the same way I did when I first read Delivered. I was uncomfortable. I felt like they were breaking him. And I feel that same unease. Like, I don't really know what to do. Like, I shouldn't be reading this. But at the same time, the way Pam is writing, it's so captivating. It's so enthralling. It's so engrossing. I don't know how she's going to redeem Van, though, because Van's pretty fucked up. I don't know how she's going to redeem him. So I'm interested to find out how she redeems him and how this broken, scared girl is going to be healed or miraculously taken care of by an even more broken and disturbed man. So I'm very, very anxious and scared, but completely intoxicated on this relationship. And just, I want to know how it's going to happen. I want to know how this can happen. I'm so curious to know. So yeah, but this is 25% in, and this is not for the faint of heart. If you don't deal with rape at all, that's a hard no in your books. Don't read this. But if you can tolerate it and you want to see how someone can redeem themselves, maybe give this a shot. But again, only 25% of the book, so I don't actually know if he redeems himself. For all I know, I'm going to DNF this thing because you fucking raped somebody. That's disgusting and cruel and unusual and wrong. So we're going to see. But it's scary. But Pam writes it very, very well. She does a really good job with it. So, but that is my reading week. I'm going to go finish Queen of Shadows because I have teased myself enough with this for this week. So I'm going to go finish it and I'm going to figure out what's going on with Van. So I will see you guys all soon with another video. Stay safe, and thank you to all my new subscribers that have joined my family. I hope you like what you see, and I hope you'll stick around with me. Feel free to share. And if you like my video, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. It really helps me out. But thank you again for all my new subbies. I really do appreciate you joining my family and wanting to hear me talk. Thank you. So, bye guys.